Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. So obviously if you are here, you saw the title, you are ready to budget and get this debt paid off as well as get your savings account up and ready. So I'm going to go ahead and do this video with this budget planner called Soligt. I got off on Amazon. The description will definitely be down below so you all can buy it or purchase it if you want. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe, like. I'll definitely be doing more videos like this. I'll do them monthly. I will also be doing weekly budgeting and different tools and tricks that I've learned, researched along the way from other YouTubers. So go ahead, subscribe, like, and tell a friend to tell a friend. And stay tuned. So to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and start. We are in the month of April. Well, today is April 17th. Hopefully it won't be too far along when I actually post this video, but I'm looking at this annual budget and I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this first. I like writing in pens because they're cute, and I just don't want to put something on here that doesn't correlate with the monthly. So I'm gonna go first to the bill tracker. That'll be the first thing I do. So it has two boxes next to the amount, and one is for the category and then one is for the due date, which is crucial and important because you don't want to pay anything late and then you owe money. So for this first month, I'm just gonna put APR for April. I might actually write it out. Okay, so I have all of my bills and categories, due dates in here. Like I said, it's not really effective, but it's just a little notebook that I've had over the years. It's just regular paper, and I just write everything out. This is more effective, obviously, but I'm gonna write it out. So the first thing that I have, I can think off the top of my head, would be rent. And then the due date is the 1st, right? And so for me, in April, rent was $1,300. And so my rent is not just my rent, it includes my trash, it includes my water, it includes my sewage. So I won't have a section for trash, water, and sewage because that's all comprised in the one bill. And the next thing that I have that's probably big on my list would be my car. And that is due on the 23rd. And that is $370.40. Okay? And then moving forward, internet. I have to look into the due date on that because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just rounding it up. That bill is about $72. And then I'll come back for the due date for that one. And then from there, so we have rent, we have the car, I have the internet, then I have food. So for food, for the month, I give myself 100 and, how much should I give myself? I give myself $140. So I break it up by bi-weekly, $70 for 2 weeks. And there's 4 weeks in a month, $140. And I mean, it sounds pretty cheap, but usually for one person, it works. I go to Aldi's, that's usually where I get my steals. And then everything I can't get from Aldi's, I go to Walmart and get that. And just, I basically buy what's on sale, more of the story. So this doesn't really have a due date because it's all the time. And then I have my section for gas. So I usually give myself $40 for gas. I have a fuel efficient car. $40 for the month, $20 every 2 weeks. However, since this coronavirus has you know, a pandemic has been going around. Gas prices have gone extremely down. Last time I paid for my gas, I paid $11. So I'm giving myself $20 in total for the month. Doubt I even use that. Where am I going? I've been working from home, so I'm just gonna put it, and then if I have more left over, I can just roll it over for the next month. And then also we have credit. So we have credit cards, and I categorize this all as one. The due date on here, I'm not sure because I do weekly budgeting, which I'll go more in detail a little later on. But for this, I give myself, and I know this is, people are gonna think this is a lot, I give myself $400 a month. That's not how much is due, but it's just how much I pay. Speaking of, let's see. Yeah, so I have my debt tracker, so we'll go into how much is due and everything moving forward. But yeah, so I give myself $400 a month. And then electricity, that's what I'm missing. Electricity, and it usually ends up being around, give or take, $50. So those are my bill trackers. This is what I usually have. That's always doing the first. That's due at the end of the month. My credit cards usually due at the end of the month as well. Actually, it's the same day, but I'll go into detail more. Internet is actually due, I think, on the 20th. Food, gas, credit cards, electricity. Okay, that's my basic bills. So we'll just move along from there. So my saving goals, I'll probably go color this in and then come back. And then, so I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, and we're back. So if you can see, this is my, well, I colored it in. So Dave Ramsey's going back to his 7 baby steps. The first one is to have at least $1,000 in your emergency fund. So I made this saving goal specifically for my emergency fund. This month I got to that $1,000, so that's why I colored it in. Coloring is a little bit harder than I remember. Coloring in the lines takes way more patience. I don't know, maybe that should be a video of me coloring. It's therapeutic, they say. It helps your patience, you know, and so, because this does not look that. Anyways, this doesn't look the best, but we'll move along. So, yeah, so I don't know what my saving goal necessarily is going to be for each month, but that's something I think I need to calculate. And then as the months come up, I'm scared to write it in like, oh, another 1,000 next month or another 1,000, and then I don't meet my goals because I might be reaching too high, because I also have goals for my debt. So I'm gonna play it by ear and see as the months and time progress what it is exactly I'm gonna do. So now that we have that, okay, we have the saving tracker. So I did write down in my little handy dandy little notebook from 1932. I'm just joking. I only had a couple years. Okay, my savings accounts. Now, the first thing it says on here is, what are you saving for? If I'm being honest, I don't know. I have 2 certificate deposits, so for me, I consider that a savings account. However, it is also considered an investment because you do get a high rate with that. But mine are only 12 months and 17 months. So I would like to think one of them is traveling, you know, once outside is open. One may be for traveling, one for maybe purchasing a home one day, someday, I don't know. So I'm just gonna leave that. I don't know what it's for, honestly. It could be for security, safety net. Well, that's what the emergency fund is for. So who knows? I'm gonna just let that slide. My goal, I do have a goal for at least $3 grand. Due date is 12 months, and I think I maybe got it in February, so we're gonna say February of 2021. Okay, and we're gonna start with today as being day one, because why? Because today is day one for everything in this book. So today is the 17th of April. Honestly, I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll put it. And then how much I have, I'm gonna use this as my 12-month one. So that one has $227.05. And then we're gonna say $227.05. I'm gonna say saving for stuff. That's so bad. That's so weak. And I'm putting it. Okay, and then my next certificate deposit is 17 months. So what am I saving this one for? Again, I have no idea, but let's just put the future, because that's what that is. And then 17 months, I don't know, I'll go shoot for three grand as well. And the due date, February, March, April, May. Okay, we'll say June. 2021. When did I actually start it? I have no idea. Sorry. I know I should be more prepared, but I'm not the most. Okay. And in this account, it is simply $100.38. And my balance is $100.38. So these two have the, so the 17 month has a 2.23% rate, and the 12 month have the 3.44% rate. So I try to put, like, if my debit account or my savings account has any change in it, I'll put like the 10-cent change into the certificate deposits, just so it can yield more return. Any little bit of money I get, I try to put it over there. So it's bare minimum right now, but I've done it in the past and I was able to save thousands of dollars. Actually, for this one, the maximum you can save or you can put in is $3 grand. If you yield more of a return, it can go over the $3 grand, but you can't put any more money in once you've reached that $3 grand. And then this one, since it's 17 months and it's a little bit longer and it has lesser of a rate, I think you can go up to 70,000 possibly. So one of these eventually I would want to redeposit it back into a certificate deposit, depending on where I am financially, what's going on in life in a year and a half. You never know, you might need it, you might not, who knows. So that's just a little information on that. And then this one I'm gonna do for the emergency fund. And then my goal, who knows? I have no idea. I'm just gonna shoot for the stars, right? Let's say $7 grand. And my due date, February. What are we in? April? I don't know why I keep asking. It says April. It says April. I say April. It's April, guys. It's April. Okay. So I'm gonna say April of 2021. And then I'm gonna give myself today, because I did just officially get to the $1,000. So whoop. But today I put in 700, and now my current balance is 1,000. Yay! Okay, so these are my 3 savings that I have: future stuff and emergency. What I do know I need to change for 100% fact, because again, listening to Dave Ramsey, my emergency fund is in the same account as my debit, which means it's easily accessible and I can at any point in time just move the money over when I want it or when I need it, and I've done it before. I have to get it out, so I need to definitely look up, research some other banks to put my savings account in. So if you guys have any tips, tricks, know something, have any information, please leave that in the comment below, because I definitely need that. But moving forward, dun, dun, dun. Okay. So, debt tracker. So I have 3 debts. 3 forms of debts. Lots of debt, but 3 forms of debts. So the first one I have is my car. Okay. And we're gonna put car. My starting balance, actually I wrote this down. Okay, it is, if I were to like pay it in totality right now, it's $9,510. So it's like that, $9,510 and 84 cents. My minimum payments that I have to make is $370.40. My interest rate is 5.34%. Okay, this can be depressing. So before I finish and keep writing it, just want to say, you know, this is very vulnerable. I get it, but I think it means a lot to be informed, right? To know where I stand and to see my progress moving forward. I mean, I've been doing it for about 2-3 weeks before today, so I'm seeing, I mean, it's little inching steps, but little steps is better than no steps, and you got to start somewhere. So if you're anybody like me and you have debt and you don't want it anymore and you want to throw it away, but you can't necessarily, I feel like this is the first step, the right step, the best thing to do, even though it's a little depressing. You know, do what you got to do and then get back to it. Okay. Boom. Card, $9,510.84. Before I write the next debt, I will also say I have a substantial amount of student loan debt. However, I am not going to put that on this list because I'm not paying it yet. So I'm going to do all of the debt that I'm paying now, and then we'll reconvene, you know, later, months later, and once I get this paid down, and then I'll add my student loans, and then I'll be able to snowball it, you know, going back to Dave Ramsey, snowball that debt to the loans. But my next one, my next debt are my credit cards. So we're gonna call this one Capital One, because that's what you are. The balance for my Capital One is $122.90. Not bad at all. Minimum payment, have no idea, because I never pay minimum. I always pay more, but I think it's usually like $15. And I have no idea my interest rate. I know, that sucks. I'm working on it. This one, on the other hand, this debt is called Amex. This is the kicker, so bear with me. This one has $5,793.43. My minimum payment, I think, is $120. Again, have no idea what my interest rate is. And if you remember what I was saying, going back some pages, that for my credit cards, I pay $400. This is where this comes in at, because every Monday I have set up where I pay partial of this, and I usually pay all of this. So this is connected to my Amazon, so that's the reason why there's even a balance, because usually there's not a balance. I usually pay partial of this, all of this, and a portion of this. So I break up my $370.40 into 4 weeks. That's like $92 and some change. How much is it exactly? I have it written down somewhere. I'm not a mathematician, guys, so please bear with me. Okay, who cares? Moral of the story is it's 90 something dollars. As I'm still looking. Okay, no, it's $92.60. So I break it down every Monday. I pay $92.60 towards the car every Monday, as well as $100 towards my credit cards every Monday. So if this has a balance on it, that Monday, and this has a balance, obviously it's gonna have the balance for a little while, I'll usually do 50 and 50, right? And then I'll do the 92. The 92.60 times the 4 equals up to 370.40. And then this allows me to pay overage on both of my credit cards for whatever is due, the minimum balance that's due that month. So when this is done, and I'm gonna eventually stop touching it because I need to not touch it, then I just put all the $400 towards the Amex. And I don't know exactly what website it was, but basically I've been doing research, and they say there's a high benefit of paying your cards and paying all your debt off weekly or bi-weekly if they allow you. And thankfully the loan that I have my car with, which is TD auto loan, they allow me to make as many payments as I want to get to the final payment. So I try to do weekly so I can have less interest. And my money goes to less of the interest and more of what is actually owed on the car and what's owed on the card. So that's my method right now. Sounds a little wacky, but not bad. So I paid off this for this month. However, starting again next Monday, the $92.60, $100, or 50-50, depending. Well, since there's a balance, it's gonna go $50 here, $50 there. So that's the debt tracker. I'm doing the minimum of the car because, again, I quote Dave Ramsey a lot. He says that using the snowball effect is probably the most effective tool to use. So this is smaller than this debt, so I'm gonna go ahead and do overage more on this debt. So then eventually, once I pay off this, that $400 that I used, I can just push that over to the car and pay more on the car. If that makes sense. So that's my theory. That's my my strategy. That's how I handle depressing debt, but I'm handling it, right? So that has to count for something. So those are the only ones that I'm currently working on and paying off right now. So monthly budget. So I don't really understand the difference too much of this page from the page we had in the beginning, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna say, because there's a category for each one, right? So I'm gonna say my needs, and then I'm gonna say rent, and then my budget for this, budgeted, because we're in the month of April, so $1,300. And sometimes it's not $1,300, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Again, it includes the water, the sewage, the trash, and I feel like I'm missing something, but so the sewage and the water obviously can go up and down depending on how much water I use that month, or how much sewage, whatever. So the rent isn't that much. I'm gonna say electricity, and that is, I gave $50 for that. I actually spent less. I only spent maybe 23. And then the rent, I actually spent $1,300. And then that's electricity. So what else do I need? Okay, my car, that is $370.40, and I actually spent $370.40. And then what else? Oh, well, obviously I would need food. I gave myself $140. The month's not over. Haven't gotten there yet, but I feel like it's coming. And what else? I Again, I'm looking at my little handy dandy notebook that I have. Okay, so I think this is pretty it when it comes to my needs. Let's go to my debt. So I'm gonna do my Amex and I'm gonna do Capital One. Honestly, I usually just clunk them together like I said before, pay $100 weekly and move forward. I've only did $50 for this month, and that means I gave my Amex $350. And then so we have electricity, water. So we have savings. So we have emergency. My writing isn't the best. So $700 for the month to equivalent to my $1,000 base for beginner emergency fund. And then we have CD1. And so my first certificate deposit is the one that has the higher rate. Just putting that out there. And then we have CD2. I didn't really budget them because I put a substantial amount of money in my emergency fund. So just putting them down, but not too much of a budget. And then we have regular bills, right? So my internet cost round up to $72. And we have electricity, we have internet. I feel like I have everything, but honestly, I'm not 100%. Oh, you know what? Gas. Like for my car, and I gave myself $20 this month. Honestly, I haven't even spent that yet, so we shall see. Okay, we have food, save, credit cards, car, rent, electricity. Okay, I think I have it all. So let's add these up. So for my needs, we have $1,300. So 1,300 plus 50 plus the, what is that, 370.40 plus $140 for food. $140 for food. That's 18. Jeez, little freaking Louise. Okay, that's $1,800. $60.40. So what happens when you write too big? So this obviously equates to 400. This will equivalent to 700. And this equals 92. $92. So I think that's all. So let's add all of those up. So we got 1,860 plus the 92 plus 700 plus 400 plus 400. Okay, that's 3,052.40. Jeez. 3,052.40. So that is the monthly budget. Now we move on to the actual calendar for the whole month, as well as how much I bring in for the income tracker. Okay, so basically all I did was go ahead and put in the different days of putting the different days on the calendar for April. And then I went ahead and put in my income. And I also have these stickers from, I have no idea where they're from, but I've had them for a while. If I can remember, I'll go ahead and try to tag it below. But just put dollar signs of the days that I got paid. So the 3rd of April and the 17th of April. And then I put the date, the details is just my job, and then my amount. And then obviously the total will be $3,000, which, why did I put them on different ones? Different columns or whatever? I don't know. But we're gonna see. I'm just gonna put it right here. And it's not 175% accurate. Actually, it's not accurate at all, because there might have been like 1,500 and some change, you know? Maybe like 1,501. So that's about it. Also, my income is not gonna be like this, because I was thinking something that I didn't budget is like healthcare and like my retirement and my dental, stuff like that. All of that stuff is going to be coming out of my check, but not yet. So this definitely is gonna go down. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be a couple hundred less, actually. So that's why I didn't plan that, because it's not. So I'm not gonna budget it, because I'm just gonna incorporate the fact that it comes out of my check before I get my money. So, but that is one reason why you might not see it on any of my my budgeting list and things that I have to pay for, because my job handles it. But like I said, that's gonna affect my income moving forward. So day-to-day spending, obviously it probably won't be a lot of day-to-day spending because we're quarantined, but shopping from home and Amazon is real, so maybe. Lots of day-to-day spending, more day-to-day spending, and then the monthly budget review. So I'll go ahead and eventually, you know, update you guys on the progress of the month, and then we'll talk about May. Also, I wonder, where do I put this? April. I feel like if I put it up here, oh, I could put it here. But okay, so if I put it, maybe I can put it below, and then boom. I have no idea. Or on the side, duh. Let's try it on the side. But why is there no space for it? Like, they should have like a put sticker here spot, no? Am I making this up? Maybe. Okay. I'm just gonna. All the pages want to stick together. Again, sticking together. Patience. Okay, I'm just gonna put it off to the side here. And then we'll just see how that looks moving forward. Genuinely gonna. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, so yes, I'll go ahead and next time update you guys on my day-to-day spending, and then do my monthly budget review, talk about my ups, my highs, my lows, what I did great, what I didn't do, and then get into May. And the good thing about May is, if anybody gets paid bi-weekly, there are 3 Fridays in May. The very first day in May is a Friday. So that is 3 paychecks. Hallelujah. Also, you know what? Something I didn't budget in April, just thought about that. Oh my goodness, how could you forget? A stimulus check. OMG. Okay, so I don't know when, but I know it's $1,200. Ooh, so then that would bring me up to 4,200. And also with the stimulus check, that will completely and 100% go to my credit card debt for my Amex. It's not going to any like thing I'm gonna buy. I'm not gonna save it, since I have my savings set up according to Dame Ramsey. I'm just gonna, any extra income, any extra money I come across is gonna go straight to my debt, unless, you know, I need it, or someone in my family decides that they, you know, reaches out and say they need help. or they need support or anything, but for the most part, that is gonna go to paying off my Amex. But again, you know, once I get it and once I hit you up on the next video, I'll get more details. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This was my very first budget planning video, only my second YouTube video. I'm super excited. This is always something I wanted to do, but it's quarantine, right? So I have nothing but time, opportunity, no excuse. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, like, go ahead, comment below. Tell a friend to tell a friend, watch the video. Obviously, this is very practical. We all have to deal with money. We all have bills. We all have debt. Not all, but some. So just go ahead and yeah, subscribe, and I will give you guys some Moe in the next video. All right.